we seem to be back.
Okay, good. Oh, Chicken Knife ran away from the Red Dragon chest fight. That's unfortunate for Eykir. He had him almost down, and then whoops, Chicken Knife run proc. Okay, so take 2 against the Red Dragon, and now we're in phase 2 of Necrophobia. Hopefully what your Mal's trying to do here is some sort of elemental damage, because he's weak to all the elements. Let's go X-Magic Black Mage. I know he has a Fire Rod. I think he has Ice Rod. He's going to switch it and use Double Ice 3. That's going to be good damage.
Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, you didn't miss much, just an unfortunate event where Eykir tried to escape from Red Dragon, not deliberately. It just happened.
12,000 damage, almost there already. Eykir's doing a little chemist work here. If he can win this fight and get some ability... Oh, another runaway. Well, now he can... Yeah, you know what? It's better to reset and reload from the save point instead of wasting any sort of, filling or tent or anything. Just reload and try again. Yes, red dragons are undead. They don't really look undead, but they are. Undead, weak to water, ice, and earth. A lot of surprising weaknesses.
The title still may be wrong, just I don't know if anybody necessarily has access to that at the moment, actually.
Oh, a Lamia Tiara from Necrophobia. That's not the worst, not the greatest either.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like Eykir tried L5 Death on the dragon, and it worked, but it's undead.
That's a shame. I know it's level 30. The red dragon. You can use level 3 flare on it, but yeah, level 5 Doom is not a good choice. He's having he's stuck in a back attack here too. That's not any fun either. I will say Mal, I think, got a couple levels on the people that survived the Necrophobia fight, so now he's at 31, which is a nice number for next step fight.
And this red dragon is just really putting in work for Team Malcreos here.
Yeah, this looks like probably another reset. It's not easy to run from this fight when you get back attacked, but it might be worth resetting if you do sometimes. Unless you have a really strong team that can win quickly.
I mean,
well, his
flame ring.
Yeah, so he can. I think he's probably got flame shield from before, but even so, yeah, not much chance of dying. At least it's just a slower fight than you want it to be. Got him. Okay. On the other side, Mal is now fighting death. Crystal Helmet is not the reward you want from all that trouble that you went through. Beat the red dragon, but you got another nice piece of loot coming up. Let's see what this Flare Spellblade from the Knight does. 600 from return from Black Mages is pretty nice. Actually, it's going to be even more. The ice. For like 5,000 or 52.
Yeah, with X magic, that's going to be like that could be just about enough damage on its own.
Yeah, you could go Black Mages and be just fine, I think. Yay, 4,000. Pretty nice. Oof, the dispel. Don't do those dispels. That's rude.
Ooh, and those combos and just Xdeath is definitely in rage mode right now.
I would still go to town with Galif here and just have somebody else do the other duties.
That would require Galif to have MP, unfortunately. So Malcreos,
Oh,
interestingly,
bummer.
rather than trying to just squeeze the rest of that out,
Quick reset. He should be able to win pretty quickly. Maybe with a minor adjustment here.
yeah, I think Malcreos forgot that tents only recover about 100 MP, so Galif didn't go into that battle fully armed at all.
Yep, that was unfortunate. That's a really easy mistake to make, is to not realize that you're a little short on MP. Especially when you're using X Magic, it gets burned through really fast.
The Seawolf commenting, that was more intense than anticipated. I had to share that on voice on the VOD for posterity, I'm sorry. Speaking of more
Another
intense
red
than
dragon.
anticipated, yep, there's the other red dragon chest.
We still gambling on these chicken knife attacks? No. Chicken knife has been removed from Lena, it seems. So she's taking hits and she's helping out where she can. Surprisingly rough fight for this point, but there he goes. Got him. Ooh, Dragoon Spear. Well, that's the best spear in the game, so could have made a big difference before the dragon fights instead of getting it after the second one. Someone making mention of Shoat. Well, that will be a great great jump damage, because Shoat is a dragon. In the code, dragon type enemy. So you jump on that with your Dragoon Spear and you're doing massive damage. Would probably be the strategy versus Shoat, is to just have the Dragoon attack. But or if you have the time spell stop, you can maybe try and sync it up so that you don't even take any counters from Shoat. But that's a little bit tricky to do, and you're using jump. I guess you could just use regular attacks.
Yeah, Shoat is one of the bosses we still haven't seen, which, I mean, there's still a few World 1 checks and stuff that we just haven't found the key items for and such, but not having yet seen Shoat is a little bit scary. Oh, well, never mind.
Speaking of Shoat. Oh, this is great. I mean, Eykir just got the Dragoon Lance. And it's going to...
It's going to
X-Fight,
which is a
X-Fight
mistake
is
here.
scary, because that's going to draw 2 counters. 2 stone counters. And there's one, and there's the other one. 2 people. Okay, quick reset. Is that a
There's
Gale
like,
Bow
you know what?
X-Fight,
No.
though? I think it was an unintentional X-Fight. And the Gale Bow, I think. I don't know. Anyway, eventually he will... Eykir will probably be jumping on Shoat and enjoying that kind of damage.
Yeah, Malcreos seems to have has made it through Xdeath and is basically already en route to Odin.
I mean, he knows he needs to go here, so might as well try and do this spot and follow it as far as it leads. Hopefully not too far. Flashing Shoat. Ooh. Off the top of my head, I don't know if it's vulnerable to that or not, but Do our racers have softs? They do. Okay, we're in good shape here. This shouldn't be too bad of a fight as long as you attack with the right people and keep people up.
It looks like Shout's only vulnerable to poison and stop.
That's right. He is a beast and a dragon, so those effective damage weapons are pretty nice.
Malcreos at the Odin spot finds Chimera Brain. Chimera Brain is one of the bosses that is actually really scary early because Aqua Rake is pretty much fixed damage, but that doesn't scale up in these locations. So it's still doing the 400 to 500 damage in this place, and that's pretty reasonable for Malcreos to deal with.
Lots of vulnerabilities here. I mean, you can use like Break Blade, Break Spell if you have it. Not heavy, so all the ways, all the different things that hurt non-heavies very much are good. And now he's putting the Break Blade on, and Butts may get the next turn anyways. Then it should be over. Condemn and haste. You could do that too. That's the all blue magic strat.
Yeah. That is the Sandworm bait, which means we're going back to World 1 for our next check, probably.
Yep. A nice, easy, I think it's 3,000 hit point check, so it shouldn't be any problem at this point at all. And Shout is dead. Pretty sure Eykir is not going to be getting anything too amazing out of this, but we'll see.
Just a Mithril Spear. Oh, this entire trip has taken so much time between like Shout's HP pool and those messy red dragon fights, and that just nothing.
Yep. Unfortunately, the barrier tower trip really did not pay off well at all. Or Aqua Rake fun. Yes, go Aqua Rake.
Yeah,
1,000 hit points for each of these pigs. So 2 Aqua Rakes do it. Or a Gill Toss or something.
Yeah, seeing these guys this early and being able to deal with them this early is very welcome. Though that Bolt Cast is going to mess things up a tiny bit, because I think one of them absorbs lightning. No, wait.
No.
Yeah.
No. They absorb ice and fire and poison, I guess.
Yeah.
Lightning works. Ooh, wow, that's a nice find. But that means that they need to go to the Bahamut location, because we're following the Castle Bow Path of the Void here.
Yeah, Bahamut is one of the highest HP locations that is not in the Void. So that's, if anything rough shows up there, if like Omniscient or something shows up there, we could be in for this seed. I mean, our runners have good black magic and stuff, but it's still gonna slow the heck down real fast.
Mal is going to shop Mirage, and he's probably, if he's got enough money, he can probably buy himself an amazing setup.
Yeah, we just saw Time Mage there, which finally lets them cast Haste 2, which I'm pretty sure I've seen them get.
Yes. All kinds of good stuff in these shops. So I'm not actually too worried about the Bahamut location fight.
Yeah, Life 2's there.
Nice spell blades I saw.
Finally a shop with cabins.
I'll be using those. Nice to not have to worry about that anymore. We skip that shop. Nothing too special there. Sage Staff is really nice, but, well, he does have... Did he buy Time Mage or not?
I think he did, but Sage Staff specifically works super well if you have Holy, and haven't seen any of that yet.
It has some nice uses, like utility uses. Otherwise, level 3 Flare, I like that a lot. Odin,
Fire 3,
I would buy.
Odin.
It's a great shop right there. And I would sell a lot of stuff here too, because he's a bit low on money if he wants to do money strats at the end. I think he's looking pretty good. If you remember, your blue mage can cover a lot. He's got a lot of blue spells. It can cover a lot of ground with those, along with some other things. Ooh, he sold that man-eater. I don't know if I would have sold that, even though it is worth a lot. I just see that ancient library is on the path to the void. Oh, I didn't expect another path to the void hint, which means one of these paths is a pretty long one. That means we need to find the Ifrit's fire, and hopefully it'll be on one of these known paths already that we're looking at. X fight as well. Running shoes, my gosh! Now this is the town that wants to take all your money, but at least one pair of running shoes is really, really, really useful. Yeah, that's kind of like a vanilla Mirage situation, because that's where it's the shop that you would. Was it the exact same shop, or was it just running shoes in Mirage? Yeah, nobody likes to lose to that guy in the alleyway, but you do have to be very much ready for that screen transition in order to beat him on the alleyway, so you don't have to wait for him. Yeah, they are in vanilla. Is that where they were in this seed, though, as well? The running shoes? No. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, that's where they are in vanilla. Here going for the carbuncle location. Which I've already forgotten what it is. Let's see again. Oh, right. Go. So he'll just be taking a little break. Getting to Castle Exdeath at about an hour and a half is pretty standard. You just know that Mal was able to get there quite a bit earlier, mostly because of that detour that Eykir took to Barrier Tower. Here we go, though. Mal is gunning for Bahamut's spot. Now, will this be... Let's just worry about what the boss is first before I start thinking about what the key item might be that it gives.
Yeah, there's a few things left that could be particularly nasty. We haven't seen Twintanya yet. We haven't seen Bahamut himself, Omniscient, Minotauros, Gargoyles. There's a few things that could be very nasty in this location.
Yeah, now if it was Gargoyles, you could use level 3 Flare, because they are vulnerable to that. Oh, Halicarnasso. Okay. Untoed the team, and generally not too much of a problem.
Yeah, they'll be taking a lot of damage here, but as long as Malcreos has enough revives to go around, Halicarnassus doesn't really have multi-target damage, so...
A no Toad spell, but Maiden Kisses are in inventory. Should be no problem. The blue, trying to hit status spells on Hallie is not a good idea. Huge magic evade, huge level. You pretty much just need to output damage. Yeah, there you go. Flare Spellblade is good. Blue is not very useful. I can't really think of too much blue magic that would be anything too special against this guy. Arrow 3 is kind of a fallback damage spell when you don't have anything else, so you could use that.
Yeah, that dual cast Ice 3 is still going to put out a lot of work for quite a while here, so with that and the whole like Flare Brave Blade and everything, Malcreos really does have a setup that's like pretty much just all he has to do now is go for it and hope that he doesn't end up running into something that sets him back a major amount of time, I think, because otherwise he's basically set.
I think he's in good shape. The only really the only thing I can think of at the moment is I think he's going to be kind of low on money and might not even be able to do money strats at the end unless he finds a lot of money in the void. He might have to do something like go to the end and get the last warp point and then warp out to get more money if that's how he wants to do it.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. One thing that only rarely comes up in the randomizer is that if you do defeat the boss at Necrophobia's final save point in the void, you can then warp back to it from the warp shard. So you can use that as a, hey, I need to get in and out of here. But we do get the Ifrit's Fire from North Mountain.
We know that it's on the path because we had that other hint from Mirage that said it was. So this is good. Hopefully this will be the end of this, reasonably long chain here for Mal. Get another tablet.
Watches this as the Elder Branch after all this.
Oh, that would be awful.
Oh, it would be awful.
You don't
For the
want to see
runners,
that.
it'd be hilarious for us.
Watch Mal when he streams quite a bit and does get, a little bit down sometimes when the seeds are rough. I want him to be happy as much as possible as he's running his race here. Ooh, Slash in the library is nice to see.
Yeah, I think he doesn't really need it. At this point, there are a few different tools, but I don't. Did he pick up like high level summon to be able to use Odin yet, or?
I don't think he picked. I think he.
He's
Well,
got
I
some
see
level
summon. Yeah, I don't know what level summon he's at. Oh, he just put Slash on his Hunter, so maybe he doesn't have the ability to use the Odin that he has. I wouldn't be surprised. Covers another base. Hunter wasn't really all that busy anyways, so I like that move.
Yeah. One thing I am noticing is, once again, I don't think I've seen either of our players swap Chemist on, which means they haven't started learning Mix yet.
I saw Eykir with Chemist earlier, but it was when he was doing those Red Dragon fights, and I don't think Chemist lived. Or maybe he had to reset and decided not to use Chemist at all for those fights. But yeah, it is pretty easy to get Mix. You can actually just do a quick, really quick grind for it in the Void Castle or something if you need to, and usually like 2 or 3 fights. Oh my gosh, you called the Elder Branch!
I hate being right sometimes.
No. All right, well, it could be that the tree fight itself gives the tablet. It might not necessarily mean that it's,
That's
Fork, a
correct.
fork seed.
So yeah, it could be that the Elder Branch leads us directly to the tablet, or
And
the Elder Branch could give us nothing, and then something's got to be in Fork Tower, or the Elder Branch could give us a key item, but then do you chase that key item or do you chase Fork Tower?
right, well, one thing I will say is that loot here, he's going to appreciate looting the forest because he needs loot and he needs money, and he just got a wizard rod, and that's really helpful for Black Mage. So, nothing else, getting stuff that he needs here, even though he might not be too happy about it. I haven't really been watching Eykir too closely. I thought that he had won this necrophobia fight, but no, I guess not. Question is he just going for straight damage, or does he have any way to take out the barriers more quickly? Now doing the spring restoration. I wonder if that was intentional or if we accidentally fell in that hole. Usually don't do that myself.
I mean, yeah, it seemed like a fairly intentional decision.
I mean, he saved himself a cabin there. Maybe he doesn't have as many cabins as I might have thought.
Yeah, I think I saw him only buy like 5 of them, which is probably like more arming yourself for the void trip.
Yeah, and now that his path has turned out to be longer than expected, he's trying to conserve them, which is a smart move. Okay, let's see what this boss is. Oh, Sandworm, it's time for more Aqua Rake.
Yeah. So one of the funnest parts of Aqua Rake, and something that you only rarely get to use in the randomizer, is the fact that Aqua Rake does 8 times damage to the Sandworm.
Nice, able to use that haste too to really get going. Galif, what a show off, outdoing the Aqua Rake damage with X magic. Over on Eykir's side, you can jump just fine while blinded and do decent damage. I'm not seeing much elemental damage, so this could be a tough fight. This is the, if I remember right, this is the 30,000 hit point location, so this is a rough one.
Yeah, this is the Gil 4 spot.
Yeah, and there's the second tablet. Okay, that was quite nice because it's seeming like maybe fork is not required after all. All right, so we're down to 1. Let me see what the. I'm sure I have some notes about where he needs to go now.
It needs to go do the pyramid.
All right.
There's always the chance that he never found that specific hint, or that he missed the pyramid page in World 1. Which either of those cases would kind of leave him a little bit adrift, if that is what happened. But I think I see him. Yeah, no, he's headed straight to it. He's got what he needs.
Very good tracking, Mal. Good, glad to see that. Eykir had to reset out of the Necro fight, and I don't blame him because just got not quite the right setup for it, and I don't know if it's worth time to try and win the fight. He might just skip it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuza is not much of a priority.
Yeah, we are seeing the Soul Cannon at the pretty easy location, and honestly a pretty easy boss if you've got any attack power. So not bad at all.
Yeah, low hit points here too with Bolt 3s, and it's over. It'll be over soon.
Yeah, and it looks like Eykir's just decided, oh, to hell with Necrophobia, and is challenging X-Death directly.
I think that's the right decision, although I think he's going to have a little bit of a rough fight here too, but hopefully he won't have his skin knife backfire too hard, too often. Lena's using that, I'm pretty sure. I think he was probably hoping to get the X-Fight ability before this fight, but I don't think he has it.
Yeah.
You learn it naturally on the hunter there, you know?
Yeah. I was thinking about it some, and I do not believe Fork Tower will be required this seed, because there isn't really any point. None of the missing key items would require a second key item that we don't already have, because we already have the sub key, so.
Yeah, it seems highly unlikely that we would need to go there unless it was completely absent from all the hints that we've seen.
Yeah. A question of how much looting would you do in this pyramid if you're Malcreos? Personally, I think I'd have stopped looting, because I think I would have all the tools that I need in order to finish the game at this point. But I don't think it's wrong either. There's still a few things you can find, like finding Mighty Guard or White Wind would be amazing.
Yeah, I think I would loot. I wouldn't go downstairs, but I would loot everything as I go up, just because he wants money. An easy win at the end. And I know that he often does that sort of ending because I watch him on stream a lot, so my guess is he's a little bit concerned that his money total is kind of low. Other than that, yeah, I mean, he's in good shape. He could do stuff like he knows how to do level 3 flare strats to win instead of gill tossing. So that's an option too that he has regardless of money. So, see. Something like the Angel Ring is just really good money. It's not even all that useful. It has good stats on it. It gives nice protection, defense, magic defense and stuff. But I don't really care about it very much. Like, it's not worth thing to me. I'd rather sell it for the money most of the time. So the pyramid is a little bit scary because now that it is 1.0, now that it has a boss fight at the top, the save point before that boss fight is kind of a ways back. So you want to go into that boss fight and win. You definitely don't want to lose the time by even having to reset, or even worse, if you lose the fight after even more time has passed. So it's a little bit scary, but it's also only 20,000 hit points. And Mal has a good team, a strong team, so chances are very good that he'll be just fine.
Yeah, there's still a couple bosses that could be troublesome. Like mentioned before, we still haven't seen Omniscient, we still haven't seen Twintania. Minotauros wouldn't be great to see with this setup, but those would still be doable. It would just be not great.
Nice thing to do against these statues is to level 5 doom them, because it kills them all at once. But it's something that someone who doesn't play much vanilla, which I know Mal has not really played much vanilla of this game, a lot of people wouldn't know. Unless you know this game well in vanilla, because there's not really much emphasis on the random encounters in the randomizer. You can turn them on, but when we race, there's not much reason usually to turn them on. He used Slash, and they're not heavy, so that worked too.
Eykir is having a little bit of a time against X-Death here.
Yeah,
looks to be
I haven't been
potentially
looking
out of-
too close.
I was worried for a moment he was out of Phoenix Downs, but no, not quite.
I just saw Mal pick up Big Guard, so that's a nice thing to have for lots of safety and security as you go into the void.
Yeah, that's enough to finish the game in my head at this point.
I'd say so. I think Eykir is at least in phase 2. It's just a question of it's just a question of keeping people up and continuing to do damage, even though you're spamming a bunch of Phoenix Downs. It looks like it's going to be a Dragoon YOLO for the win, please. Hopefully, you can probably take one spell hit, jump again. Physical, even better. 2 physicals. Okay, he can't take anything more than maybe 2 more physicals. So, hoping to win right here. 2,600 damage or so. Yes, got him.
Safe.
Solo Dragoon wins again. Well, Eykir should know where he needs to go, so hopefully things will go a little bit more smoothly on that side for now.
Yeah, on Malcreos' side, we are about to see what's waiting at the top of this fight. Which, yeah, there hasn't been a save point through this whole pyramid, so...
There is a save point in the pyramid. It's just that it was a ways back, so if he, for some reason, if he dies, he would have to go back to that and maybe grab some of the chests again.
Yeah.
It just takes a little while.
Just Gilgamesh 2.
This shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, Gilgamesh 2 can be a little bit spicy, but I'm pretty sure Mal just picked up Big Guard, so this shouldn't be a problem, assuming he remembers to actually use it.
Yeah, if you want to compete and out-buff him, Big Guard is one way to do it, because he puts up Beast Shell and armor all at once. And Big Guard is Shell, armor, and float, and then you can do Haste 2 because he's got that as well, so they can compete to see who's the most buffed fighter. I think Mal left Mimic in the castle, but he could certainly grab it before he goes into the void. He could grab the job. Level 2 Old works against Gilgamesh 2, which is kind of nice. It even says it right in his name to use against him.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that it definitely helps because it makes him weaker, but the one thing that I have seen is sometimes it messes with his magic stat, makes his jump hit extra hard, which is really weird, but that's just one of the weird things that can happen in this game when you start changing, doing funny things with levels, other stats too.
Malcreos gambling on oh yeah, if he's losing levels, maybe I can land an L5 old or L5 2.
Yeah, that's a really tough thing. It's kind of, I'm not going to say it's pure luck because I've played around with it and I've gotten some bosses to be a bit consistent. But if he's level 28, getting him at level 25 or any multiple of 5 before that is not easy. Oh, and there we go, 4th tablet.
There is our last tablet on Malcreos.
That was no chain after Pyramid, which I'm sure he's quite happy about, that he didn't have to chase down 4th tablet any longer.
Yeah, he might make one final trip here to do a little bit of shopping, and then it'll probably be off into the void, because we are in go mode.
I think he's just making sure that he's stocked on Phoenix Downs, and he's probably going to sell a lot of that stuff that he got in the pyramid, so he's good on money. And I guess the real question is whether he will what he's going to do to get mix, whether he's going to try and learn it on the way, whether he's going to hope that he finds it on the way, or whether he's going to do it right before the final battle. Grind up to mix right before the final battle. We'll see. Well, Eykir, I guess, is doing... I'm pretty sure that I didn't miss him going to the Odin location, right? Like, he's doing Pyramid first?
Yes, that's correct. He hasn't started chasing down Odin.
Not a bad idea, just because, you know, probably
Loot.
wants this loot in here. Yep. But Odin is definitely the faster check, and we know that it's a bit of a chain. So
Yeah, that chain does include the Mirage Radar very early on, which is nice.
yes, that's an interesting decision. I wonder if I was playing this seed, which of those spots I would have chosen. I'm pretty sure that I was with Mal on doing the Odin spot first, but now that I know what's in the pyramid and that it gives a tablet immediately, might be better option. I don't know. Call.
Going for the chicken knife dancer strats.
All right, I like to see that. It's as long as you've got the gear and you can make it 50-50, which you get sword dance item to wear. That
I don't remember if Ribbon does it or not.
now, Eykir did not go in pyramid. He cleared the gate. Okay, so he's just using the library pot to refill his HP and NP. No big deal. Now he's going back into the pyramid, I think. Remember that winning the Necrophobia fight gives a Lamia tiara, but we know that Eykir did not win that fight. I'm just curious if he got red shoes or something else along the way that would help. Meanwhile, Mal has entered the void.
There's an Excalibur, which isn't too bad to see. A magic lamp, which is always kind of welcome right before the finale.
EDO, and he has Time Mage, and I think I saw him pick up Time 6 at some point too.
Yeah, theoretically, you could dual wield that, or dual cast that, and see some solid results.
Sorry about that, my cat was misbehaving.
Hello, cat.
I lost my train of thought, but anyways, I think Mal's looking pretty good here. I think he put chemist on someone to learn mix on at least one person.
Parts has been swapped over to chemist. We have a highlighted message to pet the cat.
Would love to pet him, but he likes to play games where he runs away and makes me chase him. Oh wait, here he comes. Here he comes. I'm petting him now.
Oh, good. Did see the summoner crystal out of a chest there, which might be worth some consideration even this late. So the only AoE damage fight we really have to worry about is the gargoyles. There's still plenty of fights that could be like trivialized with Shoulder Odin. So
yeah, I mean, summon is so good that it's not a bad idea to try and stick summon 5 on somebody. The chemist. But we'll see how it goes here.
today's first gauntlet boss is...
This is the fight you really don't want to lose. Oh, Tyrannosaurus, no problem. because if you do, it's just a bit of a time. It's a pretty significant time loss if you have to enter the void again and run to this point. So that's a really nice boss to see in that location.
Yeah. Theoretically, I think if Malcreos got really lucky with void bosses, like which ones he draws, he might come in right at the 2-hour mark, but that would require some very good luck, and we've still got a few bosses to go who could be a problem.
Yeah, also, after you beat each of those bosses, you're probably going to save for safety, which eats up a little more time.
Yeah.
And you'll also have to do a lot of menu finagling before the final fight, which that takes up time too, to get everything set up just right.
Yeah, so we have, among other things, that are a little bit dangerous. Atomos is still out there. Omniscient and Minotauros are still out there in the pool. There's Catastrophe, who shouldn't really be a problem. They have the ability to just spam float. Bahamut's still out there.
Yeah, Bahamut can be rough. I haven't seen Bahamut in this seed, so that's a possibility.
And Twintania could be hanging out at Twintania's spot.
This Catastrophe spot, not sure what happened with Mal's Time Mage. He take off time so he can't float? I'm not sure.
I think it might have been attached to Ferris, who's currently petrified, but that's a quake, so that's...
Wow, that is a big damage quake, but he'll be set up for it next time. He knows what's coming. He should be able to do just fine. Now, I want to say that we saw a pair of running shoes. We saw running shoes for sale in Mirage. Did he buy any, or did he not have the money? One pair makes a huge difference. You know, you could like stick it on your float user, and then you get to go first. So he pre-floated. That's a good start because that gives you time to get your next turn in, and you can just spam float from now. So that'll work. I am curious in general. I don't like to be in the void without one pair of running shoes if I can help it.
Yeah, when I've got a Time Mage with Haste 2, I definitely don't value running shoes as heavily, but there is a couple of instances where you will be very, very glad you had it.
And the thing is, it's like it's one pair. If you've got Haste 2, you don't need any more, so you are only buying the one. I guess if you have something like Masamune, you can sort of get around it, but if you don't, he's gonna eat another one here.
Yeah.
Some people are still alive. Okay, well, I mean, now Ferris, in theory, can cast float every turn fast enough that shouldn't be problems. But he's not out of the woods yet. Okay, Eykir got Big Guard. Seems like that is it's just coincidence. Oh no, he's got blue on his red mage, so he's probably quite happy to see that. And there's time 6, and Catastrophe is down.
Yep.
I didn't catch if Mix was learned. I'm guessing not quite yet, unless you happen to see it.
I don't think I saw it in the flashes there, but
Actually, it has been learned. It looks like in the menu. We'll see if he switches off of Chemist or not. I think he just barely got it. 30 out of level 3. Man, that was a lot of ability points then from Catastrophe. Yeah, so he's probably going to switch somebody else to Chemist, and at this point, maybe something like Freelancer or...
yeah, at this point I just swap over to Freelancer.
Yeah, you've got a lot of abilities, a lot of good abilities that you could use.
Got the stats from Blue Mage and Knight. Like, you're just go Freelancer at this point.
Yeah, good idea. One thing that he doesn't necessarily want, got the chicken knife. It's not great without an ability to override the run. But as long as he uses his abilities rather than fight, to just do that, I guess. Use it for the agility boost. Or just live with the run 1/4 of the time. Yeah, so Mal never went back to the Kuza Castle, did he? He got 2 tablets, cleared out what he wanted, and never went back. So that means he's gonna need mix on, say, some freelancers, or even on like something like Blue Mage, and Summoner, whatever. I'm Mage. Some of these jobs that have useful abilities inherently.
Yeah.
The final fight.
We run into the Hiryu plant. Time to find out if he grabbed Odin or not.
Well, I'm pretty sure he has Odin. Pretty sure I saw that. Although I guess it could have been on Eykir's side that I saw it.
Yes, Malcreos did buy Odin.
And the hedges are trimmed, just like that.
Yeah, that is a potentially very dangerous fight if you don't have Odin to see that fight this late. But fortunately, not a problem.
Those flowers have amazing magic resistance. Can be a real pain. And they have some nasty status effects too, although you can things like block them with gold.
So there's Siren as well. It's not really
usually
concern.
Usually a very easy boss. So good choice. Okay, so Mal is basically 2 bosses away from the final fight, unless he is planning on getting some extra. Only has 1 mixer at the moment. He does not have the Mimic Job. If you've got the Mimic Job, you could literally use 1 person to mix, then do a bunch of mimicking of their mixing. But I don't think he has the Mimic ability. It's a little bit awkward to try and do that.
It might be just a slower strategy. It is the target here.
Yep. We'll see. I do think he's going to want to try and train up more chemists to get mix if possible. And should be able to do that, whether he does it in the boss fights or whether he just does a quick little grind. Here has the 4th tablet. 3 down, 1 to go.
Here's Antlion, who is going to be a bit spicy just due to raw stats in this location, but shouldn't pose too much of a problem.
You can put him to sleep a couple different ways. Time Slip actually works because he's vulnerable to both sleep and hold. Or you can use Sleep Blade, and then you can just use magic or something, and it will not do anything. So, goal, I would say, is to try and a status on him as soon as you can. He does hit reasonably hard, and he also has some annoying attacks like Sonic Wave, which cuts your level in half. But he likes to see that.
Eykir out here cashing in some of those missing getting some of those last-minute tablet choices, but kind of stumbling around a little bit, being like, which do I want?
Which of this junk do I want? Well, Flare Sword's always good. Flame Ring is probably the best of the rings, among the best of the rings, in my opinion. Al did use level 2 Old on Antline, which helps in a number of ways. I was mentioned the time slip spell. He does not have that, so that's not an option. He's going for the level 5 Doom timing. Stab in the dark. Do it myself, so I'm not going to criticize it.
Yeah, sometimes you just look at your fight and you're just like, it would be nice not to have to do this fight.
Got him. Got the timing. Hey. It's always fun.
Eykir has made a decision.
Oh, now he's checking Boko. I don't know why.
This would be the Antlion play. I'm wondering if he's missed a hint somewhere, or has otherwise missed the point where it's like, hey, yeah, no, Val Castle is next. Like, that's what he needs to go do.
Don't know. I think someone was saying that he had X fights, so it's not like he's just looking for more ability points to master Hunter. Yeah, we all saw the Bell Path of the Void hint really early. It is possible he forgot about it. You want to write these things down for sure. Also, I don't think he is. No, he did clear the pyramid. I know that. I saw that.
Yeah, it's so.
If you're not super familiar with the randomizer, you might think that you did Val Castle check. You forget that there are 2 potential Val Castle checks.
Yeah. So as our final boss in the gauntlet, we do have Gilgamesh 3 here. Not really a concern. Not necessarily trivial with this much HP, but not really a concern. That said, we do actually see Enkidu show up, which hasn't happened in a little bit. Yeah, that is the scariest part of this fight in seeing Enkidu, is this means Enkidu has like 5-digit HP. If Enkidu vampires at the wrong time, that is just going to eat somebody. Enkidu cannot be shouted. He can be instant killed by Odin, but only once Gilgamesh is gone.
Slash would work. That's one of the few cases where something like Slash is actually more useful than Odin, but man, that's like the only one I can think of.
Can be useful in the Shiva fight too, because you can slash the commanders, even though Shiva herself is heavy.
Good point. That's another one where it works better than Odin would. Yep.
Yeah, Lamp Odin could work, but I'm suspecting Malcreos probably wants to pull out the magic lamp for the final boss, and you don't want to go have to recharge that.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about I think Mal's going to have to spend some time getting his final party together once he's got this location cleared, because I think it's he's trying to go fast and he's doing pretty well at that, but doesn't really have. I don't really think he has what he wants for the final fight. He can definitely win, but he's going to have to have to take a little bit of time to think about what he wants to do. And there is a 8,000 plus damage Vampire. We always hate to see it. Vampire, of course, doing damage based on how much hit points you're missing. So when you run into a boss with a ton of hit points and you've damaged it quite a bit already, and it uses Vampire, it uses it big.
Yeah, I believe on the SNES version it's half your missing HP, so yeah.
And this is a 50,000 hit point location. Each of the two bosses here have 25,000 each. So it's quite easy. That it's quite possible that Kidu was a little bit low and then vampired a lot of it back.
Yeah. But that does mean that we're effectively done the gauntlet, unless Malcreos decides all of a sudden to go pop the necrophobia spot. So
I hope that he won't, but you never know. Like I said, he's going to have to think about how he wants to do the final fight here. I expect it's going to take him a few minutes to get all set up and figure that out.
Yeah, with access to Big Guard, he doesn't really have to worry too much about damage. He should have Mind Blast, I believe. So that's the Grand Cross part taken care of. Should have Break Blade, should have Magic Lamp. Like, he doesn't really need to do anything that special. He can just sort of power through it.
But he doesn't have mix on more than one person, so he might want to do some sort of hybrid type strats here. Oh, he does have Sing, and I think he has Hero Song because we got that real early, right?
Yeah, I remember that coming up pretty early into this one, so...
Well, Giltos does seem to... He's got the money for it. He's got enough money. And I think he's probably going to do some singing. And even though he only has one mixer, that's actually enough in this case. You've got Hero Song, you can just wait until you're max level, and you don't have to go through all the effort of mixing everybody up to max level.
Yeah. Whether deliberately or not, Eykir has ended up in the correct place and is fighting the Chimera Brain. So
yeah, I was so happy to see him go into that cave. Maybe he just went and did what he thought was a quick check for, anything, whether it was levels or loot or whatever. Maybe he just felt like he wanted to be a little bit stronger before he did another check. It turns out that this is a chain, and we know it goes on for a little while, so it may go on for a while longer now.
Yeah, double checking, does have Heroic Song.
Yeah, so this should be interesting. I think he's got... didn't check all the abilities he has equipped. He should have plenty of safety abilities so that he can safely wait out the buffing period for Hero Song to max at the beginning of the Tree X Death fight. Big Guard, I don't know if he's got Summon or not, or Golem. Hasn't really used that. As you increase your level, if you can cast Regen, you can get a lot of your hit points back from X-Death hits just from that. because the regen your regen numbers increased, and then they cap when you're at level 99.
Yeah. And there we see some white level 6 and quick at the last moment. Very tempting to make use of those, I'm sure. Forgets
Yeah,
that
Shinryu for the fans. For the fans. Oh no, Surge Beam. Well, you're alive. If he does Surge Beam, you're alive. Let's go. Okay. Mal actually often opens that chest by accident, so I don't know if he did it for the fans or whether he was getting absent-minded. But I'd like to. I'll just give him credit and say that he did that for chat. Everybody.
Sometimes you just see a treasure chest and you're just like, ooh, shiny.
For all of us to enjoy the Shinryu check. By the way, though, that was. It's a guaranteed run chance, but I guess if your team isn't very fast, you can still get caught going second.
Yeah.
That's very scary. If it had been the vanilla opening of Tidal Wave, the team would have been dead.
Yeah, the Sea Wolf calling it shiny Ryu.
I think I saw him get hit first one other time too. Strizer, but it is rare. Like, pretty sure if you've got your fingers on the trigger buttons, as soon as you push the button to open the chest, you should be able to run away immediately. I wonder if he was just a little late on the triggers.
Yeah. So 2 hours 13 minutes in, and we are fighting X-Death.
All right, I'm gonna put up Big Guard, and I saw Vitality Song, which is gonna give everybody. Oh, he's got Speed Song too. This is only gonna take about a minute to buff up. The thing that he wants to do is mix up life shields so that White Hole not hit. Someone in the party, yes, Butts has mix, so I expect him to be. That will be his job. While 2 people sing. And he also has time on Ferris, so actually this is a perfect setup. Ooh, he does not have
that's no
mix on anyone. Yeah, he doesn't have mix on anybody. But that's okay because with Big Guard and levels increasing, it's going to be harder and harder for Ted to actually hit with White Hole. So I don't expect it to happen too often.
I did see, I know at least one of them ended up with a ribbon as well, which... Like,
with
apparently
3 ribbons.
3 ribbons, yeah.
Okay, then. So I'm not worried at all anymore. He didn't get that slow 2 to hit, though, did he? I doubt he did. I think that is a little bit rough when you don't have regular slow to get it to hit, but you should probably try again. It did hit. Okay, excellent. Let's try. Love to see that.
For those of you who aren't familiar with what Bard is actually doing at the moment and why Malcreos is just waiting, so Bard's songs for like heroic song, speed song, etc. Essentially, every time their turn would come up, they are permanently buffing the party's speed stat in one case, or their literal level in the other case of the heroic song, and that is basically just speed. Obviously, you're going to get turns out the butt. Level, meanwhile, is a key factor in the damage formula in this game, which Giltoss scales very, very well off of levels, so here we go.
By the way, I don't know Mal's PB off the top of my head, but I think this is either going to be it or going to be close to it. He's having a really great race here.
Yeah, this is a really, really solid time.
Okay, at 2:05. He's been practicing a lot lately, so I might have missed. I don't recall him getting one that low, but that's a great time, and this is going to be a very solid time too. Here with the unfortunate fight timing, got toted right before he was able to use it. definitely time to try and use some maiden kisses if you managed to find some to buy earlier. Got 10 of them. Unfortunately, the Tree X Death to Neo X Death transition takes over a full minute, so there's not too much to say about that fight for a little while, but it's going to be over real quick, so don't blink or you might miss it. And hold A with Gill Toss to win.
Oh, that's why everything went quiet.
Yeah,
so
Mal is done. 2:17:48 or so was his time.
Yeah.
Let me just put that in chat.
Yeah, according to our timer was a little bit off, but according to racetime.gg, 2:17:59, and then Eykir is paused because Eykir has just been like, okay, like the race is over.
Oh, very nice. Eykir do not want to continue this. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Eykir has officially forfeited on the race time. So
I see. Okay.
So that is the end of the race. We'll see if we can't get our two racers in here to chat about things. I do see them. They'll be here in just a moment. Oh, Eykir's stream audio is still running, so I think we're hearing them chatting in the other room.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see some post-race waiting room. Should I be in there instead?
I think we can probably
join them.
Yep, they'll come along. Hello.
Hello.
GG's. GG's.
Thank you.
Oh, what did you guys think of that seed, Mel? I guess I'll let you do the honors first.
It wasn't too bad actually. It was pretty straightforward with the hints that they gave us. It was a long chain. It definitely sent us chasing after a lot of items, but it was pretty straightforward from that point on, though.
Yeah, we were real impressed with those early hints.
Yeah, hold up. Let me take a look at my notes. Yeah, we got that meteor was on the path to the void, tycoon meteor, and then also that the anti barrier was in. Was in there.
You got that spelled out for you. You found the pyramid page early, both, and then hey, pyramids on the path, and then Ball Castle was on the path. Like it got all spelled out as really early.
Yep. Unfortunately, it was the World 3 Ball Castle, but we still got there. We got a hint about the Excess Castle having the bracelet, so we knew that we had to dive it early, not look around the world for it. So
that's got to be one of the nicer hints I've ever seen to know that the basement of Excess Castle has the bracelet ready for you.
Yeah, that felt pretty good.
Find that one's my last location. That.
And Eykir, what did you think about how bad the loot was in Kuza Castle?
I took that ice bow thinking, oh, it's named. It must be something good. Not realizing it was not a high tier item. I waited until I had the first tablet in order to go there, or second tablet in order to go there, so I could get 6 items. And yeah, it just wasn't that great.
Yeah, for whatever reason, not a whole lot of great loot in there. I think Mal never went back after grabbing 6 items.
Yep. So since I knew that the third tablet was early, like normally I loop it in fairly early, but since I knew the third tablet was at Ship Graveyard, I'm like, forget it. I'm going to do the first 3, do that, and then just go there once, grab what's there. Probably should have gone back to get Mimic, which I completely forgot at the end, but I had to improvise.
I thought that you were going to have more trouble at the end than you did, but you looked at your songs and you're like, hey, I got this.
Yep. So I knew I already had Hero and Speed and Vitality, so I was good with songs. I was just worried about White Hole. So that's why I leveled up Chemist for a couple of levels just to get mixed so I can life shield myself. But then I ended up realizing as I'm gearing up my freelancers that I had 3 ribbons. I'm like, oh, I'll just take the risk. So,
yeah, really nice to have Freelancer that can wear those ribbons. I did not know that you had 3 ribbons, but people in chat informed me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not worried anymore then.
Yeah. So that's why at first I equipped Mix, and then I started equipping everybody. I'm like, I got ribbons on everybody except Ferris. So I just decided to roll the dice on that one.
And that's a very safe bet. So yeah, great job.
So how did you guys feel about kicking things off with Blue Mage of all things? Because that's usually something that you only get access to really late into a seed.
I was personally, I was pretty happy. How about you, Eykir?
I was happy to have it early. Yeah, it carried me a little bit through there.
I think Aqua Rake paid off big in this seed. There was a number of early fights where it was just really useful, and even Sandworm later.
Never found Aqua Rake.
Oh, I think Mal had to sell some stuff in order to buy it early in a shop. It was expensive, but it was worth it. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I figured I saw it and then I left, and then I'm like, wait a second, I'm Blue Mage. Went back and sold some stuff and got it. Made a bit of use of the Dragon Sword early on. Maybe too long,
yeah.
To be honest. I forgot to unequip it. But
oh, it worked out well. I mean, that was you both did that actually against a panda, a very early fight. Used the Dragon Sword, and you know, he can counter and stuff, but with a little bit of luck, you get through it. So yeah. Eykir, I was wondering if you were worried about the Step Castle fight. It seemed like you were avoiding going to it because you felt maybe like you weren't quite strong enough.
My next death, I did not think I was going to be able to kill him. It was a rough fight, anyways. As you saw, I ended up with 1 character.
Yeah, that was an amazing finish. Actually, it was the YOLO solo Dragoon. Don't kill me, and then I'll jump, and you'll miss me a couple times, and that was that was a great finish.
Yeah, I actually didn't know where the bracelet was. I last locationed it, so I was a little bit higher level, but yeah, I just was not geared up for that one. I probably should have changed it up and gone with some chemist strats there.
Yeah, well, it was as I was watching the race, it seemed like you guys were looking good in a lot of areas, but actually until you get the good stuff from, say, Google Village, you don't feel all that strong for the Castle X death fight. But it worked out for both of you. I think Mal finished in a little over an hour, and then Eykir a little over an hour and a half. Those maybe a little bit longer because of troubles with necrophobia too, who was a real pain right there. That was the tough part, I think. I feel like that was kind of the hardest part of the seed, and then Void wasn't so bad.
Yeah, halfway through killing the necrophobia's barriers, I realized like, oh, I got Breakblade. I should probably just Breakblade. and then I go to try to attack the one in the back and end up hitting Necrophobia himself. I'm like, well, I just wasted my first Break Blade. It was.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it happens, and Eykir actually never beat Necrophobia at all because it was giving him so much trouble, and it was an optional boss, so no major harm done there in terms of just skipping him. But I imagine you both probably felt like you wanted the power and the experience and whatever it gave to help out a little bit.
It would have been nice. My Gallop kept dying right before the ends of combats, so he was really lower leveled. He only had like 800, 700 points on him at the end when I forfeited. He was just way behind everyone else.
I think there was also a couple detours that Eykir took. One of them was Barrier Tower, which was a real nightmare for you. It seemed like the Red Dragon chest fights were very rude. The shout boss at the top was kind of rude, and then it ended up not giving anything either. That was a rough detour that I think kind of put you behind Mal going into the castle.
I need to learn more where the hint locations are because I ran out of. There were like no key items in the first and second worlds. I think I ended up with 3. So I kept going places and like, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. There's nothing here either. Where is everything? And of course, the third seed in a row I played where the bracelet's in Exe's castle.
Oh, wow.
So maybe you missed the hint that said that it was there.
I did miss the hint.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that explains it. Yeah. That explains it then. We see somebody get the hint, and then it's I often don't think to check that both runners have seen it, but it makes perfect sense. If you didn't know that, then you just had to start checking spots, whereas Mal knew right where he needed to go.
Yeah, this was really good in this game.
Fair enough, it happens.
Didn't find it. That's my fault.
Yeah, it's very easy to miss a hint, that's for sure.
Okay, Rainbow Dress.
Carlisle, did you have some questions? Sorry, I'm sort of monopolizing this.
Oh, no, it's all good. I've been trying to think of things as well, and you keep hitting on them, so I'm just like, I'll just let that be handled.
Right, well, maybe there's something that the runners wanted to mention. I don't know.
I mean, about this seed, not really. I think we hit on pretty much every point. I do want to thank everybody involved in the organization of this tournament. I'm still fairly new to this, and I just jumped right in.
Likewise. Thanks for the restream and commentary and tracking.
Yeah, everybody involved, thank you very much. And to Strizer, who ended up making the tracker that we use. That's been extremely helpful in learning.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for signing up to put yourselves on the line here for this race after we needed 16. That was the goal, and we barely got 16 players. So everybody's important to make this happen.
I was glad to be part of it. It's a really fun rando. I've really gotten hooked into it. So if anybody in the chat wants to try it, you don't really need much game knowledge to do it. All the resources are there, so give it a shot. And if you do want some help, well, yeah, hit us up.
That's a good community.
I know that Mal has quite a few resources that he's got available to him as he plays. So those are good. Those are great things to have as you're learning it. And even if you know the game well, it's hard to remember absolutely everything. So you gotta have something for reference there, off to the side.
Yeah, we do have, if you're at the Career Day website, we do have a link on there to the Discord, which, hey, if you want to come by and just ask constant questions about, like, is this good? How do I deal with this boss? Like, we are really happy to help people figure out how to play this game.
And even if you know vanilla Final Fantasy V, the rando throws a few curveballs. Of course, there's always the learning curve of just where do I go. Once you get past that, there's other things that you can do that you might not even realize you can do because you can't really do them in vanilla, but you can do them in the randomizer, like level 5 Doom against Carl Boss. Things like that.
Yeah. Yep. I did the same with Antlion. I think I managed to land a level 5 Doom on Antlion as well.
We did. That was after the level 2 old, which is the blind stab in the dark. But no, I enjoy that. I do that strategy myself, so I was happy that you were able to pull it off.
Yeah, I now realize that I probably could have just used. I could have just been spamming Aqua Rake, but this was fun.
Yeah, good way. Either way, it worked out fine.
So who's next on the chopping block for our tournament?
I want to say this is the last one for today, but there's like at least 2, maybe 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, there is 3 different matches tomorrow in Eastern time. So 4 o'clock Eastern time or 1 West Coast time. We have Wind Fox versus Rammstein. At 8:30 Eastern time, 5:30 Pacific, we have Alistair versus Classy Badger. And sometime in the middle of that, and we don't currently know if we'll actually be able to manage to restream it because our staff is already pretty strained as is. I'm due to race Slackaholicus if anybody wants to see me put my money where my mouth is in terms of skill. But we do have those, and then we've got some races coming up on Saturday and Sunday as well still. So
yeah, great. Well, it's going great so far, and I am gonna try and find us another restreamer for tomorrow. No promises, but I'm gonna ask. And yeah, I mean it's the first round. I think will be a little bit easier, as there are fewer races to cover, but we try and cover as many as we can.
And I hope all of them have a chain whip in their sealed castle. I can't chain whip and an elixir. Like I couldn't believe it.
And ice bow.
An ice bow.
An ice bow.
Yeah.
At least it's worth more than a Tinkerbell.
It's pretty rare that the seed is friendly in every single way, right? Like you had good hints, but you had a bad field castle. There, and there was other good and bad things about the seed. So overall, pretty good though.
Yep, that's what makes randos fun. You never know what you're gonna get.
I think that about wraps it up for tonight, though, unless anybody's got something to add in at the last moment.
Yeah, I'm good. It sounds like Karma says we're going to throw a host to somebody who's practicing. And I'm all for that. Support them as they get ready to entertain you.
Sounds good to me.